So if you're wondering, I am not building this properly, as you can obviously tell, because this should have been painted in. But as I'm not doing it box art, and I am not currently possessing the paints, so I'm going to be doing this very backwards, or building it very unorthodox way, isn't order-wise. So I'm just building the section, but that'll be clean off. That's going to be painted a different colour. Well, it's probably should say it's already painted black. That's going to be removed. That's going to be removed. I'm just building it so I know where I stand. If you are using this ESC, I'm trying to figure out where this goes, and actually I don't even know where the wires go on this box, probably ripping it out. The only way I can get that ESC to fit and the wires being even close to being long enough was this position there. And like I say, if you are using this ESC that comes with this kit, or at least did with this one for me, and I am going to use it because they're alright, they are, I've had to cut that section so that it's far enough over for the wires to reach, but also so the little plugs will in fact still be able to be in, otherwise it won't work properly. But there we are. So what I want to know is why this isn't more common across these in general, and definitely with Tamiya, considering they do have issues with their drive shafts. They do like to wear, I mean, luckily these are steel, solid, they've not got the stupid bloody nylon ball that's been going through. Maybe I'm out of touch, maybe they're all like that now, I don't know, but this needs to happen more often. This is cool. Yeah, so it's been a while since I've done anything else to this, because I've been racking my brains on how to paint it. Now, I could just simply paint individual panels, but that's not something, it don't always work out. I want to paint it my own colours, my own way, and I want the whole thing painted as much as possible. I know obviously steel is not going to get paint on it. So I've took the shock towers off, 2 screws in the deepest holes, so I can still get these shallow ones painted. My plan is to block that off with some tissue paper of some sort, a kitchen roll or whatever, and paint in plastic primer after I've scuffed it all down as much as the air as I can, so that I can get my uniform lines, everything matching up, because I am going to be using an airbrush, but I want it to look as maybe it's a bit over the top, I want to make it look as authentic as possible. The bumper is going to stay black, but my plan is to try and prime everything bumper back, so everything is the colour that I think it should be if it was to be a real buggy, a real fast track vehicle if you like. They don't, when they paint them, they don't just paint just bodies, they paint everything, the entire vehicle's some form of camouflage or a colour that's workable in the field, so to speak. So we're going to prime all these parts separately. That's going to get masked up on the steel. I might take you just take the bracket off, paint that up again. Obviously I've got to mask it up where the motor's going to be and whatnot. Everything I can, I'm going to make it the camo colours, which are going to be not going to be desert on this occasion. I'm going to be going for like a more of a British Army camouflage colours if possible. That's going to be primed, that's going to be primed, that's going to be primed. This is going to be painted separately out of the way to one side, doing my details and what I want to do. And then to the airbrushed to the best of my abilities anyway, the way I want it, and same with this. And that way then when I build it, these are all painted, I can build it back together and that's it. It'll just be a case of putting a motor on it, figuring out how to cover the motor to make it look, again, a little bit more, not authentic, but make it look more fitting to what I'm trying to do with it. And we'll crack on, we'll see you in the next bit. do first of 4 coats actually, very lightly on it. The primer. So here's the plan. We're going to be painting everything, the whole lot, after we've scuffed it all up, in a base coat of, I believe it's called olive brown, drab or olive drab, something like that. It's basically like a really dark green, which will give me the base coat of the green which I want, and then all I can do is airbrush my brown and my blacks in. This will all be staying green, and then obviously the figure himself will all be being obviously detailed so it looks like an actual figure. So that's like a separate part on its own. With this, I'm going to put the gearbox on, put the roll cage on. So I've basically got one whole thing I can paint. That way, when I start airbrushing everything, you know, if I overlap, for instance, if this is here, if I overlap my colours, my browns and my blacks or whatever, it'll all match up. Hopefully I can leave it in one piece and I can just undo the 2 screws to put the interior in. I've not actually tried to see if it will go in. I'm hoping it will. Other add-on bits like the gun and that, obviously that'll be black. Probably brush over some silver or something over on it. The wishbones again, extra on the outside. I can paint them before I even fit them if I want to. But to try and get this the way I want it, I've definitely got to try and paint before I actually finish building it. So inside I've just put tissue paper in to stop anything going in there. Same with the gearbox, in case anyone's curious as to whether I'm just going to paint all the gears and everything. I'm not. Again, all the plastic. Now I did put some acid etch primer on some of the nuts in the hope that maybe the nuts and the steel sections will actually take a bit of paint. If not, they wear off. It's no great deal. I wasn't expecting them to take a paint anyway. But like I say, normal vehicles in the military do typically have literally everything painted, or at least the ones I've seen in the past. Things might be changing now, but anyway, wait for the paint to come, and hopefully the next time you see this, it'll be in the base colour. There we are. The base coat colour is down. So obviously it'll have a couple of days to go off, and then we'll start airbrushing the brown and black in. Well, I want to try and mark it somewhere, or just get a view in my head on what to do. He'll be obviously painted by hand, because it'll just be the base colour of the car, and then he'll be camouflaged up and strapped up and whatnot. Steering wheel detail pouring. But I did run out of paint. 1 can is not enough, so if anyone's decided to do this like I am, you will need more than 1 can. Gearbox will run out, and I've still got wishbones to paint yet. But at least now I can paint him, get the airbrush gun, start doing the bits on the bodywork area. The rest will just say like a base coat green, drab, and hopefully it'll all work out how I want it to. I hope, fingers crossed. So we'll see. And if I've missed any bits, obviously I might have a couple of tins coming, which I have looked down there. But there's nothing to say. I might be going over there with some brown or black. But yeah, all going well. Doing well.